In between our visits to the historic sites and temples, we get out into the real city and have some fun, especially going in style on a horse and buggy like this. And we're going to go right into the heart of downtown Luxor to the Egyptian market, one of the most fascinating sights you can find anywhere in your travels. This is life lived out in the open, in the streets. They have no need of roofs over some of these little markets because it doesn't rain down here. It's a desert and the temperatures are never cold, so you don't have to worry about being inside in a heated building. It's a lot more pleasant, in fact, to be outdoors on the street. And what fun for us Hawaii travelers to see something so foreign and so exotic. And then after riding through on the horse carriage, we had time to walk back through the market and do some shopping, talk to some of the shop owners. And for me, this was really one of the great highlights of the tour. We also visited similar markets in the town of Aswan and in the big city of Cairo. Just part of the great diversity that Egypt has to offer. Not only do they have some of the world's oldest and most significant historic sites, such as the pyramids and the great temples, but they have these colorful towns with their outdoor bazaars, and there's also a lot of beaches and lakes and sports activities in Egypt as well. So you'll find a lot of things to enjoy in this ancient country.
The city of Luxor is one of the most important cities we have in Egypt, as I mentioned before, because in the city of Luxor we have about 2/3 of the Egyptian monuments in and around it, on the east bank of the river Nile and on the west bank of the river Nile. On the east bank, as I mentioned before, we have the Karnak Temple and Luxor Temple.
Well, after a quick refreshment on our boat, we've been cruising the Nile, spending 4 days on the Nile as part of our tour of Egypt. We get on our horse and buggy and take a drive into the modern market of Luxor, if you can call it modern. As you'll soon see, it's a very traditional marketplace. Passing the train station, yes, there is a train that goes from Luxor all the way up north to Cairo, but it's not recommended for the Western tourist as a main way of transportation. It's much better to fly from one city to the next and then get on your tour boat and cruise the Nile once you're down in the area of Luxor and Aswan, as we've been doing with World Traveler. We visit Egypt once every year with Hawaii Geographic Society, sometimes combining it with tours to Greece and Turkey, and find that it's just a wonderful destination. It has the ancient ruins, the beautiful temples, the statues, and it also has this colorful contemporary life. It's like stepping back in time several centuries or perhaps several thousand years, since Egypt has been here for so long it seems like it's been here forever. Of course, today Egypt has a modern and developing society. People have electricity, they have televisions, they watch American TV series, they do many of the things that we would do in the modern Western world, and yet the sense of history is always with you when you travel in Egypt, and particularly in the heart of the old Egyptian market here in Luxor. It's just one of the most colorful and interesting places that you'll ever visit. So we're going to spend a few minutes here on our horse and buggy as we ride through, looking at some of the crafts that you can get, some of the fruits and vegetables and onions and garlics and the clothing and the tea merchants and tea sellers. This is one of the better places to purchase some souvenirs, some Egyptian crafts perhaps. And the history of Egyptian art plays a role perhaps in deciding what you'd like to purchase. We're going to take you later in the program into a papyrus shop in downtown Cairo. That's one of the very popular kinds of tourist items to purchase and bring home, and some high-quality cotton clothing. You might think twice about having a chicken dinner if you have to purchase the bird live at the market and take it home and kill it and pluck it before you eat it, but that's how they do it here. It's all in the traditional style. A most exotic market, and it's all very safe and friendly, and people genuinely want to talk with you, including our buggy driver.
Oh, it's me. Oh, nice.
What's your name?
Mohammed.
Mohammed.
And how do you like Luxor? You like Luxor?
Yes, very nice Luxor.
Luxor is very nice?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Why? Every hotel, every bazaar, very nice.
Very nice. Nice place.
I drive a carriage about 12 years.
12 years. Wow.
I need about 21.
Mohammed's got a relatively good job earning tips from tourists, enough money to buy his own mud brick house. Driving along the Corniche, the Grand Esplanade along the River Nile, passing the halls of the temple at Luxor once again. Pylons, the hypostyle hall. We've been through there, and we'll take you through again in more episodes of World Traveler and show you more details of these great temples. Luxor itself is a boom town. There's a lot of new construction. There's some high-rise apartment buildings. There's brand new hotels going up. There's a lot of 4-star and 5-star properties that you can stay at when you're visiting Luxor. And when you do visit, be sure to take this horse and carriage ride that we all enjoyed immensely. It's a great place to take pictures, and it gives you a nice high seat where you can check out the marketplace and all of the other scenery all around you as you ride through Luxor. It's not a big town. You can see it all in about an hour if you're in a horse and carriage, and then you might want to go back and walk through it at a slower pace on your own and see it at ground level. A lot of money is being invested in new hotel construction at Luxor because of the great popularity of this area. It's a wonderful visitor attraction and a very rewarding place to visit. We've certainly enjoyed our spell here. It's part of our tour with the Hawaii Geographic Society.
So, how did you like that?
Wonderful. Oh, I loved it. Thank you. This is the snack.
Sure. So, how was that ride? A lot of fun?
Very. Yes.
Something different.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Our guide Sammy is going to show us many of the sights in today's program. He's a very skilled Egyptologist and an excellent tour guide. We went into the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens as part of our visit. And we'll show you a lot of the ruins and temples a little bit later in the program. Now we're going to give you a little overview of some shopping highlights. There's a lot of different things you can buy in Egypt. And for the tourist, one of the most interesting things to look for are these souvenirs. And some clothing. You can get good cotton clothing here, shirts and scarves. And a little later on, we'll show you some bargaining tips on how to get the best deal on a galabia. For myself, one of the things I most enjoy shopping for are the little statues, the little knickknacks. And of course, you've got to bargain when you're purchasing these things. You never pay the price that they're asking at an outdoor market like this. You might give him an offer of about half of what he wants to charge you, and then slowly go on up, and you should get at least a 20 to 30% discount from his initial asking price. And it's a good idea to check around at several different shops and stalls to get an overview of the average prices that they're all asking, so that you know if somebody gives you a really high number, you'll know right away that it's inflated. So in Egypt, nearly every place you'll be bargaining, unless you're in a department store or in one of the nice shops in downtown Cairo. There it's unlikely to bargain. Everywhere else you bargain. One of the most spectacular of the temples at the Valley of the Queens, it almost looks modern. It looks like it could be a building in the middle of a city in the 20th century. But this temple is nearly 3,000 years old, carved right into the face of the cliff.